Okay, so let's get started. So today, again, we are going to learn about racism if it still exists today, okay? We already learned about people who are mainly in the developing countries, okay? Developing countries, most of the people would go through a lot of things like that, okay? Where they feel like they are treated as slaves, okay? And especially because they do not have enough money, so they go to other countries and so on. All right, so let's look into it further. Okay, so now refugees, asylum seekers, and migrants. Okay, what does that mean there? So we will learn about this. Okay, so there are many reasons why people around the globe seek to rebuild their lives in a different country. So a lot of people go to other countries. Okay, and there is a reason for that. Some people leave home. Okay, from their country, for example, in Japan, they go to UK. They wanted to do that because they want to find a job and they also want to receive education. They want to go to school in other countries. Okay? Others are forced to flee persecution or human rights violations such as torture. So for example, in their country, they are being bullied. Sometimes there are people who would want to kill them or put them in jail. So they run away from their country, okay? And millions flee from armed conflicts or other crisis or violence. So again, there might be gun violence where people use guns. Maybe they are gangsters. They are trying to kill their family or hurt their family. Okay, so they have to run away from that. So some no longer feel safe and might have been targeted just because of who they are and what they do or believe. So for example, for their ethnicity, religion, sexuality, or political opinions. Okay, so people who run away from their country at war are called refugees. Okay, even during natural disasters such as tsunamis, such as hurricanes, and so on. If they go through that, okay, their houses are destroyed. So if they do not have a home, most of the time they have to go to a different country or somewhere else. Okay, so they have no choice but to go. So again, these journeys, which all started for with the hope of a better future, can also be full of danger and fear. So it's not that easy. Imagine if you go to, you live in Japan, and then you decided to go to UK. You don't know anything about UK, okay? And there might be dangerous people in UK as well, okay? So some people risk falling prey to human trafficking, where they kidnap people, and other forms of exploitation, where they force them to work. Okay, to if you want food, you need to work for me. Okay, so that's what they did there. So some are detained by authorities as soon as they arrive in a new country. For example, if someone they did not buy a ticket. Okay, they did not get visa, they did not get permission from the government to go to another country, they can actually get arrested and go to jail. Okay? So, oh, hold on a minute. Hello, Seitaro. How are you? Are you okay? Here we are. Let me mark your attendance. Hello, Seitaro. So you missed quite a bit, but I'll explain it after this, okay? Is that okay, Seitaro? So yes, some are detained by authorities as soon as they arrive from the new country. So imagine if you live in Japan, you move to, let's say, Korea. Okay, you do not have your passport. No worries, Itaro. So you do not have your passport. You do not have your flight ticket. So you just use a boat to go to Korea. Okay, so that means that the government doesn't know that you go there, and also in other countries they do not know, you do not have permission to enter the country. So most of the time there are chances that you can actually go to jail because of that. Okay. So that is what happens to the people here. So once they're settling in and start building a new life, many face daily racism, xenophobia, and discrimination as well. Okay, just because the people do not like people who are refugees, asylum seekers, or migrants that often. Okay, All right. So what you missed before, Sitaro, is just more towards refugees here. People who run away from war. For example, there is war in a country. They will try their best to run away from it, okay? Because they do not want to die. All right. So most of the time, some of them want to go to a different country because they want to work. Some of them want to go to pursue their education. They want to study in schools and university. 11 years old feel, everyone. So Sitaro, she feels bad. Why is she feeling bad? Yes, why is she feeling bad? Why is she not happy? And why does she want to live longer? Why is she scared that she might die early? So why does she feel like she might die early? What's wrong with being black, Soshi? Why is she scared of being black? Were the people nice that she is black? Were people nice to her just because of her skin tone color? She didn't did anything, but maybe she will get very good, Seitaro. Yes, okay. So she is 11 years old. That is quite close to your age, everyone. Okay. But with you, you all have dreams. You can go play the viol. You can go take music classes. You can go to activities. You can even walk with your family. Go to the convenience store, to 7-Eleven, to the mall, and so on. But with children who are black, okay, because of their skin tone color, they are really scared, okay? Just because a lot of people find them even if they did not do anything, okay? Just because, again, as what Soshi said, is because she is black, okay? So she is very scared of her life, that she might die early, her family might die early, just of this racism, all right? Racism that they go through. And when we look into the list that was being called, okay, just such as George Floyd, um, those are the people who are innocent, okay? They did not do anything, but the police stopped them and then they were killed. They were killed by people because they thought that they were bad people, but they are actually very nice people, okay? They are actually innocent people. But because they are so scared, they will always bring out a gun or do something to them or hurt them, okay? So this is something that they actually go through. The racism is still there, okay? It still exists today. All right. Is that okay so far, Sitara Soshi? Do you understand that so far? Yes? Do you have any questions about this? You're okay, Soshi? Okay. And Saitara, are you okay so far? So, this is the reason why we need to learn about racism, okay? If we do not learn about racism, people will still be scared about people of different colors, okay? Whether they are black, whether they are brown, whether they are yellow, whether they are Asians, whether they are Latino, and so on, okay? If we do not learn about racism, then people will be scared of each other, okay? And then it will also create violence and so on. And a lot of people might get killed from that too, okay? Now, let's look into the next one. So, Setara, if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me, okay? There we go. Okay. Now, plannering. So minority in the territories of the state means it is not a majority. So this is how a minority means, okay? So this is minority, okay? And this over here is the majority. Now, if you learn maths, you will definitely look into this one over here, okay? Minority is people who do not come from that country, okay? Maybe imagine that if you are living in the UK, all right, but you are not born in the UK, then you are the minority, okay? But for people who live in the UK all their lives, okay? If they are living in the country for all their lives, for so many years, even their grandpa and grandma and so on, then they are in the majority, okay? She dreams was to be famous, but she changed her mind to change to alive. Yes, Itaro. It's sad, isn't it? Okay. So that is what she wants for her and her family. Okay. She just wants to stay alive. So, have you witnessed any racism towards minorities in your country, everyone, or any other countries that you have visited where they are being discriminated, whether they are being treated unfairly? So Soshi says no, and Seitaro, what about you? Have you seen this happening in your country or any other countries that you have visited where they are being racist in their family, so they have You're to not go sure. No worries, Sitaro. Okay. Maybe at the moment it's still not familiar, or maybe at this time it's actually much more better. Okay. Nowadays there are laws to protect you. Okay. If you experience racism, you can actually report it to the police right away. Okay, and then they can actually do something about it. But in the past, if someone is being experiencing racism, the police will not do anything, okay? There was no law to actually protect you, all right? But nowadays, because of the law, then people are scared of being racist, okay? So let's look into it further, all right? So again, we are looking into racism in today's age, okay? So what do you need to add in a presentation? So Soshi, Sitaro, do you know what to add in a presentation? I'll give you all the tools. Can you write it down here, please? What do you need to add in a presentation? What should you include in a presentation? So imagine presentation slides. Do you remember, Soshi, your presentation slides? And Seitaro, have you made a presentation slides before? Seitaro, have you made presentation before? Oh, you did, Soshi. You submitted to me. You did really well. Still happening? Almost there, Seitaro. Or Soshi. I'm not so sure who wrote that. But yes, presentation is where you need to add intro. Okay, you need to put information, which is body. Okay, and you also need to add the conclusion. Okay, so intro is where you need to introduce your title. Oh yes, racism in it. Yes, so you need to make a presentation about racism, okay? And then I want you all to present it in class, all right? Seitaro, have you made presentation slides before or you have not? If not, then I can show you just a bit, okay? All right, no worries, Itaro. So let me just show you really quick on how presentation slides would look like, okay? Hold on a minute. There we go. So this is really quick here. All right, can you both see this? All right. So presentation slides is where you need to come up with a title about racism, for example. There you go. Okay. And then from here, you can add pictures if you like. So you go here and then just click on pictures, all right? So take it from the internet or from your computer, okay? So you can add as many as you like. So you add in information about racism, okay? Now, you can also go to Canva if you like. There you go. And click on presentations, okay? And then just choose anything. And then there you go. So you can choose anything that you like if you want to choose, make it very pretty. You can definitely do that as well. Okay, so it will actually look like this. So you can add more and more and more if you want. So it's all up to you. Okay. There we go. So it will look like this one over here. Okay. So you can change up in Canva as well. You can write here, let's see, racism. So this is something that you will need to do this week. All right. All right. So I will teach you on how to make presentation